Hello, everyone. I am Hannah, evolutionary astrologer, and today I want to talk to you about Mars moving into Virgo, which is happening exactly on June 17th, and it will be in Virgo until August 6th. So if you have been watching anything astrology related, you know there's been so many planets moving into new signs this year, which is uncommon. But Mars is a fast-moving planet, which means that it changes signs and moves into new signs around every 2 months, which is the case here. Okay, so again, Mars will be in Virgo from June 17th coming up until August 6th, and then it will move into Libra. What is the message, right? Let's get to the meat of it. Like, what is the message of this Mars in Virgo? So for the next 2 months, all the Virgo themes are going to be extra important for all of us. And when Mars is in Virgo, the message is very clear. It's crystal clear. Get your crap together. Get your life in order. So, whatever has been out of order in your life, whatever you've been neglecting, whatever you've been procrastinating, all the places where we know there's a mess there. Maybe there's something, when I say mess, maybe it's a literal mess, or maybe it's something emotional as well. So anything that we've been pushing off, saving it for later, maybe we don't want to deal with it because we know it's going to be a can of worms once we open it. It's really a time to roll up our sleeves and get to it. No more excuses. Because when we talk about Mars, the themes that the planet Mars carries is all about drive. It's all about energy and vitality and really getting things done, taking action in order for something to get done in our lives. So I'm really talking about all kinds of things here. It could be something very small. It could be something as simple as you have a messy drawer in your house that needs cleaning, that needs reorganizing. Um, it could be something really, really small that it's in need of some sort of fixing, some sort of polishing, some sort of um, clearing up. Or, of course, it could be something very big, something major, like you've been wanting to launch a business. There's something in your relationship that needs to be addressed. There's a big decision. It could be something very big as well, something major. And of course, it can be all things in between, minor and major. It can be, there's so much that happens in between those two, right? So whatever it is, that's for you to really take a look at your life, your routine. Virgo rules our routine. Virgo rules our daily habits, our daily life, and how things get done. So anything that needs to be improved, that needs to be fixed, that needs to be cleaned up, that needs to be reorganized, redefined, we can really count on this Mars in Virgo to help us to, it's really that time that Mars in Virgo reports for duty and says, let's go. And this is something that happens. This is a moment in time that happens every 2 years. We have Mars moving into the sign of Virgo. Of course, if you have planets in Virgo, that's going to be even more significant for you. That, of course, takes knowing your chart a little bit. So if you have placements, planets in Virgo, this is going to be extra significant. And same thing with Pisces, because the sign that opposes Virgo is Pisces. So that Mars in Virgo will be speaking to your planets in Pisces as well. So again, Mars is how we act, how we push forward, how we use our energies. And in Virgo, it says, be precise, be disciplined, and be strategic. So it's such a great time. This is not the best for taking impulsive moves, but really more about tackling things that have been unfinished, refining your daily routine organizing any sort of chaos. This could be inner chaos or outer chaos, clearing up anything that is clutter, emotional, physical, in your home, at work. Virgo rules work, our work routine, our work life, employment, anything that needs to be improved, fixed, polished, and really a great time to optimize our systems. And maybe you're looking at your life and saying, well, everything's in order, everything is great. Awesome. Then now it's time to kind of optimize that, take it to the next level. So when we have this combination of Mars and Virgo, it's very much about focused action and putting things in order, but one step at a time, and that discipline. Um, where to focus, right? With what are the Virgo core themes? First of all, Virgo rules everything health related, especially the digestive system. So this can be, anything in your health, in your well-being, in your daily habits that you know that needs improving because a doctor told you, or you know this about yourself. So cleaning up your diet, resetting your gut, going to the doctor, scheduling your medical checkups. It's a great time for that. And even to go deeper with it, really listen to what your body's telling you. Virgo really speaks about digestive health and the digestive system. So take extra pay extra attention to your gut. Um, Virgo is also routine. This is what has to do with health because it's really connected to how we manage our daily lives from everything from sleep to stress to take, to time off to our work routine to our morning routine, our night routine. So everything, it's, how we organize our days. That's all Virgo stuff. So when Mars is in Virgo is saying, hey, now it's the time to make sustainable improvements that you can stick to every single day. So it's not necessarily, I mean, even though it can be a great time to say, hey, I'm going to do that 3-day detox and it's going to be super intense and I'm going to get, those 72 hours is going to be just like so much going on. It can be that. It is a good time for resetting, and detoxing. But it's even better if you think about small, sustainable actions you can take every day and build that, especially during those 7 weeks of Mars in Virgo, really build that every single day. So think long term, not just quick fixes. Okay. The other thing is productivity. I spoke already about how Virgo has to do with work. So think about your productivity, think about your projects. So this could be your own work projects, what's going on in your work life, but also your personal projects. For example, maybe you need to rebuild your website. Great time for that. Maybe it's something that you've always wanted to do, and maybe it's a hobby. But a personal project that's been kind of, sitting in the back of your mind. Great time to get started. Great time to organize your workspace, your desk, your finances, your drawers. So Mars and Virgo can really help us and give that stamina, that sharpness, that clarity, to get it done. But again, I'll say that again, step by step. Pay attention to the details, to the Virgo archetype, to the Virgo quality, to the Virgo principle. Goddess, God lives in the details. So it's a great time to really pay attention to the details, to cater to the details. The other thing is also mental clarity. Virgo is ruled by Mercury. Mercury is the planet that speaks about our mind and how our mind works. So we talked about cleaning up. Maybe there's some cleaning up to do when we speak about the mind as well. So the quality of your thoughts. What are you thinking? If thoughts create reality, maybe this is also a great time to really clear up and fix the thoughts that we're having that are life defeating in many ways, that are not life enhancing, that are not bringing health. So one, small thing that I want to suggest that really connects the Virgo elements, which is the mind and health and well-being, and physical health, it's to speak, make it a daily habit to speak to your body, to speak to your cells, to bring health into your physical system, because we can do all the things which are very important. You can eat the organic food, you can exercise, which are all extremely important and we should be doing them, but also the smaller things that are just as significant, which is the quality of your thoughts, the quality of this voice within, and how you're talking to yourself. So pay attention to your thoughts as well. Pay attention to your mind. Pay attention to the messages you're receiving on a daily basis. And the things that are not great, this Mars in Virgo can really help us to declutter the thoughts as well. But in terms of planning, Virgo is the planner, right? It plans things. It has a plan. It has a strategy. So now it's also an incredible time to plan. Bring logic. What needs to get done? Make that list. And then you start the execution and track your progress as well. So Mars in Virgo, think strategically, make the detailed to-do list. Another theme is Mars. I talked about how Mars is very much about our energy system. It's how we take action. It's how we tackle, what we make things happen in our lives. Mars is also our weapon. And the weapons in Virgo is focus and it's discipline. Wherever Mars is transiting, in this case, it's transiting the sign of Virgo, it can show challenges, it can bring pressure, it can bring disruptions and even battles. Mars is the warrior of the zodiac. And in Virgo, some of these issues can appear in the workplace, maybe even with colleagues, or issues related to the ones I've already mentioned, health and routine. But if Mars brings the issues and the conflicts, it can also provide the weapons for us to win those battles, right? So Mars in Virgo is about fight with functionality, efficiency. So the weapons of choice here are the checklist, are the calendars, are the to-do list, and the clean environment so you can also think better. And many times time blocking, saying no when you need to say no to, um, prioritize your health and your well-being and what needs to be done in order for your system, your mind, your emotions, your physical body, your spiritual health to all be in this health state, because ultimately Mars and Virgo, the message is bring order, but in order for us to be healthier, to function better. So those are the weapons of the Mars and Virgo. They are not just tools, they are the shield and the armor. It's daily effort, it's structure, it's precision. And how when you bring these together and the consistency and the discipline, that's where victory really is. When we get to that level, we're like, okay, I really worked on it. I really cleared what needed to be cleared. I fixed what needed to be fixed, and now I can really see the results. And Mars, we talked about weapons and cutting. Mars is very much about cutting from the past, clearing the past. And that goes back to what are the things that are not serving you anymore? What are the habits? What are the daily habits that not only could be improved, but maybe some that need to be completely let go of because it no longer serves you. Mars helps us to start fresh cycles in our lives. So what needs healing, right? So it's that, Mars is a fire planet, so it's very much that purifying fire, but a fire that's focused and intentional and ultimately brings healing. So it's not necessarily about dramatic endings, oh, I must let go of this relationship, but it's very much about, the underlying message is really making things right where making things right, restoring them to the right order. And one last thing that I want to mention, it's something that I've already talked about before, which is gut health, gut wisdom. I mean, it's such a big thing for Virgo, is how your gut is working, how your, the quality of the bacteria that live within you. And this is why it has to do with um, health and good food and fitness and exercise. So if there's anything in that area of your life that you need to do better, Mars in Virgo is an incredible time to get in shape, recommit to your fitness goals, heal, support your whole physical system, especially nervous system and digestive system. Try new movement routines. If you already have an exercise, a fitness routine, great. You can now try even, new things, yoga, strength training, more walking, more cardio. If you know you need to be engaging more with exercise, this is an incredible time to kind of up level that as well. Okay. And speaking of exercise and fitness, I want to show you the chart of a real life athlete. A lot of athletes have Mars and Virgo. Did you know that? And it has a lot to do with that. It has to do with that capacity to the discipline, the focus, the precision, and those daily habits, that daily sustainable, like the habits that are sustained, the that routine that is sustained every single day that pays off. It's that repetition that really pays off. So I want to show you the chart of the incredible Simone Biles. One second, so I can put up that chart. So you can see that Simone has Mars in Virgo. And not only is Mars in Virgo, it's a Mars in Virgo on the north node of the moon. So what this means is that, first of all, that Mars in Virgo really showing the intense discipline that she has, the extreme precision, that excellence, the skills, that yes, it's part of her talent, but it's also very much about the many years of focused repetition and many years of that. Every single day I'm doing that thing because I'm really aiming for excellence. So it's not about shortcuts. It's about that commitment, that again and again and again, and that constant polishing herself and polishing her skills and training and committing until really truly excellence and mastery is reached. And also you see that Mars is strategically placed on her north node of the moon. And the north node of the moon is such a special place in our charts because it's really showing the soul direction for this lifetime. It's really showing the soul path and where we're here to really go, develop, experience. It's very much that destiny point in our charts. And I like to think of the North Node as the promise we've made to ourselves before coming into this physical reality, before incarnating. So for her, has so much to do with those, the Mars and Virgo themes, and how it's very much part of her soul path, how it's something that she really came here to not only learn and embody, but also share, really share this level of mastery with the world, and teach us, right? So let's take Simone as our inspiration for this Mars in Virgo time. And yeah, so let's bring the hard work and really the consistency, and look at your life and see, what are the skills, what are the habits, what are the goals that you can implement, that you can bring forward that could really transform your life. Um, or that you're already doing, but maybe you need a little bit more focus, maybe you need a little more precision, maybe you need a little more focused intention. And the other question is, where in your life could you bring more consistency to really reach that breakthrough, right? And what could change, or what could simply get better and better and better if you brought that patient attention and repetition day after day, right? So really, Simone, I believe, reminds us of that equation of precision and patient and persistence are actually can take us forward even more than just forcing things through. So, on that note, happy Mars in Virgo. Let's make the best out of it. If you enjoyed this video, please let me know, and please subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet. And let me know how this Mars in Virgo unfolds for you. I love to hear real life stories and see those transits coming to life in your own life context. On that note, thank you very much, and I will see you next time.